Have you ever felt exhausted by endless online arguments, worn out by the glossy success stories of strangers, and tired from constantly trying to prove you are not falling behind? You are suffering over other people's lives. What I want to ask you is, how many hours of your inner peace have you allowed these meaningless things to steal from you? You are at Insightful Journey, and I am Tue An, your companion on the path to finding lasting peace. Today we're going to talk about something that is silently draining the energy of millions. Listen to this story. Perhaps you will see yourself in it. Koi was a diligent office worker, but every day he finished work feeling weary and heavy, even though his job wasn't overly demanding. Every morning, before he could take his first sip of coffee, Koi was already scrolling. He saw a former colleague posting vacation photos in the Maldives with a caption, "Goodbye to the mundane." He immediately felt agitated. Why am I working so hard and still not as successful as them? What's wrong with my life? Then, he unintentionally watched a heated video debate about a social issue that didn't concern him. A conflicting comment deeply annoyed him. Koi, normally a gentle person, spent 30 minutes composing a long analysis, trying to prove his point was correct. He felt a responsibility to enlighten others. He hit send. And then he was drawn into an endless, non-stop verbal war with anonymous strangers. He felt his blood rushing to his head, his breathing shallow. At lunchtime he saw photos flaunting new homes, new cars, and some hollow philosophical quotes about easy wealth from a celebrity. Instead of eating, Koi sat there comparing. Is it that easy for them to make money? How incompetent must I be? His mind spun the entire afternoon. He was tired, irritable with his wife when he got home. He no longer had the energy to read, to play with his children, or to give his wife a tight hug. One night, Koi woke up at 3 a.m. He looked in the mirror. His eyes were dark and tired. He wondered, what have those online conflicts, those distant luxurious trips, brought me? He suddenly realized he was exhausted not from working, but from being a slave to the negative emotions triggered by meaningless things on social media. He was living by other people's emotions and had lost himself without even knowing it. The sharp truth that Koi finally realized, and the one we must all confront, is this. The greatest exhaustion doesn't come from the workload, but from the emotional energy you invest in the digital illusions. We are living in an era where distraction is designed to be the center. Social media, sensational news, superficial bragging, all are psychological black holes created to suck away your focus and peace. You are not tired because you are weak. You are tired because you are wasting your most precious inner energy, arguing with people who won't listen, envying lives that are not yours, and striving for perfection according to an illusionary standard. Your mind is not a trash bin for every useless piece of information. It is a garden that needs to be tended with mindfulness. But how do we let go of these meaningless things? How do we escape the spiral of comparison and unnecessary struggle? There is an art of keeping your peace that I want to share with you. Most human suffering, according to applied Buddhism and modern psychology, stems from attachment and comparison. In Koi's story, the act of jumping into an online argument is an expression of the wounded ego desperate to be validated. When someone refutes your opinion, the ego sees it as a personal attack. We cling to our rightness. The great philosopher Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you let go of the need to always be right, you let go of 90% of meaningless arguments. You cannot control what others post or think. You can only control your own reaction. We confuse defending our values with defending our ego. We defend our values with action and life. We defend our ego with words and anger. Koi's frustration at seeing others boast is the disease of comparison. Social media is built for people to display only the highlight reel of their lives. You are comparing your behind-the-scenes efforts, sorrows, failures with someone else's stage performance, achievements, joy, glamour. This is a mechanism called focus bias. You focus only on what they have and you lack, completely forgetting what you already possess. Joy is immediately drained. Joy is internal. Comparison is social. The concept of impermanence, anicca, reminds us everything changes, including success, wealth, and even sorrow. What you see today may not be the truth tomorrow. By understanding impermanence, you will see those boastful images as merely a passing scene, not worth sacrificing your internal peace for. Every time you engage in a meaningless argument, you plant a seed of stress in your mind. Every time you scroll and envy, you plant a seed of dissatisfaction. The life philosophy is, you are ultimately responsible for your radiated energy. You absorb what you view, you become what you read. If you constantly feed your mind with negative, shallow, irrelevant information, your soul will become heavy and exhausted. What needs to be done? Practice viewing everything through the lens of non-self, anatta. That person who is showing off is not doing it to hurt you. They are fulfilling their own needs. That argument is not your battle. It's a battle of egos. When you let go of attaching personal meaning to every external behavior, you reclaim ownership of your emotions. To let go of the meaningless and keep your peace, we need to practice a simple art called establishing psychological safe zones. Cleanse your input. The 5-minute rule. If a piece of information won't help you earn money, get healthier, or make you happy, teach you something valuable within 5 minutes, scroll past it. Practice stillness. Choose 30 minutes every day, early morning or evening, to be completely offline, no social media, no news. Instead, sit still. Breathe deeply, or simply listen to the sound of your own being. This stillness is the antidote to information overload. Mindful unfollowing. Be brave enough to unfollow any account that makes you feel envious, judgmental, or uneasy after viewing. You don't have to hate them, you simply need to protect your mind. Respond with silence. Practice mindful reaction. When you feel angry or agitated by a piece of news or a comment, practice the stop, breathe, observe technique. Stop. Do not type immediately. Breathe. Take 3 deep breaths to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, calming the anger. Observe. Ask yourself, will this matter to my life in 1 week, 1 month? The power of silence. Remember, silence is the strongest answer to the meaningless. With no response, the argument will end itself. Your peace is more important than proving you are right to a stranger. Redefine success. Focus on depth, not breadth. Instead of seeking external validation, seek self-respect from within. Success is peace. Redefine success. Success is not about having what others flaunt. It's about mastering your internal state, coming home feeling light, and sleeping soundly without worrying about the digital world. My dear friend, your life is not a stage for others to judge, but a journey for you to experience and find meaning. You were not born to please the algorithms or people who do not care about you. You were born to become the most peaceful, most authentic version of yourself. The meaningless doesn't exhaust you by existing, but by pulling you in to participate. Learn to let go gently. Let go of the clinging to always be right. Let go of the superficial comparisons. Let go of the burden of becoming who others expect you to be. When you dare to declutter your mind from the noise of the digital world, you will hear the gentle voice of your own soul. That voice is what truly matters. Let the energy of peace fill the gaps where anxiety and anger once resided. This is the moment for you to gently smile and say, "Enough, I choose peace." If you feel you have found peace here, subscribe to the channel to accompany me on this healing journey. Remember, I am still here if you need me.